Malaysia's economy probably grew at the slower pace in the third quarter. Cooling exports and manufacturing may have slowed growth to 5.5% from 5.9% in the second quarter. That's according to economists we surveyed. The central bank releases its third quarter GDP report later today. Policymakers decide on rates when they meet tomorrow. One company reliant on Malaysia's economic growth is YTL Corp, the nation's biggest builder. Managing Director Francis Yeoh joins us now for more on his views from Kuala Lumpur. Good to have you with us, Mr. Yeoh. So is that the feeling that you're getting on the Malaysian economy, that growth is slowing over there?
Yeah, we are beginning to, the growth is beginning to be palpable in the construction sector. In the last 3 years, there was no steroids being pumped, so we didn't go at a turbocharged economy, but we were doing quite well at around 6% or so. And that's totally without the construction sector. Don't forget we had the pump priming for almost 22 years. But now with the 9th Malaysia plan, the money is trickling down. So I rather suspect by June next year, you will feel, people will feel very confident about the economy because they will feel money in their pockets.
And what is that going to mean for YTL Corp? How is that going to benefit you as the money flows through right to the economy?
Well, finally, in the construction sector, our cement and all the construction projects will start to take off in a much more robust manner. I rather predict the next 3 years will be great years for construction companies because there's such a vacuum of projects, a hiatus of a period of a lack of construction projects. I'm quite sure in the next 3 years you're going to see tower cranes all over the city and all over the country again. That I'm quite sure. I think, and also at this point of time, I already felt the consumers a bit confident towards coming towards Christmas. I'm quite sure over the next 3 Christmases they will be spending quite a lot of money.
Well, the central bank is meeting on Friday to discuss rates, and policymakers have pretty much kept rates unchanged since April. Do you think it's about time that the central bank start to cut rates to spur domestic growth further there in Malaysia?
No, I don't think there's a necessity to do that at the moment. That's not the reason growth is not being spurred. The only reason is that bureaucratically the money is not flowing down. All the projects have been approved. It just took a little bit longer for the money to flow down. I understand many of my peers are getting contracts now. We too, we are having a slew of contracts coming our way. So I'm quite sure if I'm a microcosm of the whole countries who are involved in this business. I'm quite sure they are also feeling that the money is flowing to them, contracts are coming through, and this will all be transmuted into economic growth quite quickly.
So how many contracts are you expecting to get in 2007, and what is that going to mean for your earnings forecast for that year?
Well, in the 9th Malaysia plan, there is already a planning of over the next 5 years, 200 billion to spend on projects, and also 20 billion set aside for PFI. So I'm quite sure PFI is one area that we encourage, and we are quite good at these PFI ideas where you involve the private sector, you engage their intellectual capital, and it's all very transparent. And I love the direction the country is moving. I'm also very confident that the construction industry plus the property sector will pick up. And I think the stock markets reaching the 1,000 point is a tip of the iceberg. I think it is early radar to tell you there's a tipping point, the economy is moving. It is an early detection of the state of the economy over the next 3 years.
So you have this robust economic growth outlook for Malaysia as you're expanding your company's businesses overseas to boost earnings. You've just marked your entry into Singapore's property market with the Sentosa project. What is the progress there?
That's doing very well. Well, Singapore is very robust because of their integrated resorts. So the news flow and the good news for Singapore's economic prosperity over the next 3 years also are also very bright. And our projects, for example, just on the land itself, we have already prospered by quite almost 100% from the day we acquired it. So it is quite rapid, quite hot, the property sector in Singapore, and I think it will remain so for a while. Geographically, 70% of our revenue now come from overseas. We are also seeing opportunities regionally in Indonesia now, and also globally. So it's getting quite exciting. Some of the classic scenarios that we were hoping to come about has finally arrived at our doorstep. So we are quite optimistic about
Mr.
YTL's
Yeoh,
prospects.
we have about 30 seconds. I wanted to ask you about the expansion phase of the Jawa Power Project in Indonesia. It's up for grabs. How confident are you of securing that project?
Well, we have a 50-50 chance, literally, so we'll work very hard at it. We are actually very confident about Indonesia's economy and its prospects, so we will work hard at it.
All right, well, it's good to talk to you. Thanks for that, Mr. Yeoh. YTL's Francis Yeoh joining us from Kuala Lumpur. And World News is next. You're watching Bloomberg Now. Stay with us.